Hey guys, it's Jessie V. So the other day I was watching a video from another storytime YouTuber and it had to do with Craigslist. And the minute I saw Craigslist in her title, I thought back to a storytime of my own. And for once this story does not take place in elementary school, don't worry. It actually takes place at the beginning of high school. But before I continue, I have to let you guys know that this is a group collab with some amazing YouTubers, Shannon Rose, Loie Lane, Soundly Awake, Timmy Tomato, and Jessie Smiles. All of their stories look so interesting, so don't forget to check them out after this video. I will link them below for you. In grade 9, I decided to do a huge room clean out. Like, I literally cleaned my room from top to bottom. I took out everything that I didn't want anymore from when I was younger, and one of those things happened to be my Nintendo DS. I remember that when I was in elementary school, I took that thing everywhere with me. On the bus, in the car, to the toilet. That thing was my other half. And my absolute favorite game to play was Nintendogs. I had the pug version. I just felt like such an adult owning 3 blonde pugs. It was like having a Tamagotchi but way better. And I also bejeweled my DS. It was white and I put these pink diamond hearts all over it and rainbow stickers. It looked like My Little Pony gave birth to my device. And yeah, it was great to have for a while. I had it for years and years, but then I transitioned to high school and I thought that it was time to pass it along to a new owner. Someone worthy enough. So I went to Craigslist because you definitely find the best people on there, don't you? By the way, I am not saying that if you go to high school that you should not be playing with your Nintendo DS anymore. I'm not saying that at all. Honestly, I kind of wish I never sold it because I miss it. But yeah, I was selling a lot of my old stuff on Craigslist. I really wanted to earn a little bit of extra money because you know that if you're a student, a little tiny bit of cash can go a long way. So I took some pictures of my beautiful DS and put it on there. And I kid you not even 2 hours later, I received a reply from this man. Let's call him Charles because I was watching Lost over the weekend and I really can't stand Charles Whitmore. So we are going to use his name to represent this Craigslist man. And if you guys have never seen Lost before, you have no idea about my reference. But honestly, you should watch it. It's the best show ever created. So Charles sent me this email saying that he really loves my DS and he wants to come pick it up as soon as possible. He said he would even give me an extra $10 if I hurried up the process. So I was like, okay, I mean, extra money, that's great. But at the same time, I was wondering why this man wanted a device that looked like it was decorated by Barbie. And you guys are probably gonna say, oh, he's probably getting it for his daughter. No, he said in his email that he looks forward to playing with this DS. But I mean, if that is his style of DS, good for him. I am not one to judge. I was just curious. If he said he was gonna buy it, I mean, I'm cool with that. So I told him to come by my house around 6 p.m. because that's when my parents got home from work. I mean, I didn't want a man that I didn't know coming to my house when I was home alone. So we exchanged phone numbers and I gave him my address. He said he would be over at 6 and that was that. Well, I got home from school around 3 and I just went up to my room and sat on my bed with my laptop like I usually did, checking Facebook because Facebook was the thing back then. Now it's like a site for old people. But yeah, my room is at the very front of the house upstairs. So I had this giant window and I could easily see the driveway and the road. And all of a sudden I saw this black car slowly pull up to the front of my house. And it was one of those cars with tinted windows. I absolutely hate those cars. Like, you are just asking to look suspicious. Darth Vader could be in there and you wouldn't even know. So yeah, it stops directly in front of my driveway and stays there for about 10 minutes and then it drives away. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe this person just pulled over to the side of the road to check their phone. Maybe they were lost, who knows, but they're gone now, so it's okay. Well, about 15 minutes later, this car pulls up to the front of my house again. And it stops in the exact same place, just blocking blocking the front of my driveway. And at this point, it was around 3:30, so I'm wondering who the heck this person is, because I mean, it couldn't be the Craigslist guy, because he told me he would be here at 6. It is way earlier than 6. So I get a little creeped out and walk downstairs to find my dog, because whenever I'm a little bit freaked out, I really hope that my dog will protect me, even though my dog is like the laziest creature that has ever lived. I swear he sleeps like 23 hours out of the day, and if a robber ever broke into the house, he would probably lick them to death. He is just super nice. I mean, I know my bulldog looks intimidating with the upside down vampire teeth, but really, he is a giant teddy bear. So I am just sitting in my living room watching TV when all of a sudden, from the side of my eye, I see this figure walk onto my front porch. And I'm able to see this figure because there are these huge windows by my front door. And there is just a man standing in front of my window. He's like pacing back and forth on my porch, checking his phone. He looks very anxious and stressed out or something. So obviously at this point now, I'm thinking that it must be the guy from Craigslist. But why is he like 2 hours early? So I decide that I should just hide out of sight so he thinks that I'm not even home. But just as I stand up to do that, he spots me through the window. And this dude starts waving at me. It was like something out of a horror movie. He's standing in my window frame, waving and smiling like this. Really creepy. And I'm just like standing there in shock, not sure if I should trust this guy or not, but now he knew I was home, so like what do you even do at that point? So he notices that I'm hesitating to go to the door, so he decides to call my phone so I could talk to him. So I pick it up and he's telling me that he's really sorry, he got the timing all mixed up, and that he really wanted me to give him the DS. He was like,
just come open the door, just come open the door, I'm right here, just come open the door.
And I'm just thinking like, why didn't he text me or something that he was on his way to my house? Like, who just shows up to someone's house and like lingers in their driveway for a good hour and then creeps in their windows? Like, who does that? So I just decide to quickly open the door to give him his DS, and yes, this was a very stupid decision on my part, because when you're like under the age of 18, you really should not be opening the door to a stranger when you're home alone. It's not a good idea, okay? But Jessie does not think things through before she does things. So I open the door and he quickly takes it from my hand and like admires it for a good minute, and then he hands me my money. And I asked him, I was like, well, how did you know that I would be home? I told you I was gonna be in school and I wouldn't be home till 6. How did you know? And guys, he tells me that he had been watching me upstairs in my bedroom from outside, and that's how he knew I was there. So that whole time, that tinted car was watching me, watching my every move. This guy from Craigslist was spying on me, guys. I mean, who says that? I was 14 years old. This guy was probably in his 30s. And then he says,
my favorite color is blue too.
Because my bedroom was painted blue, guys. Like, oh, what the heck? I don't know. I just thought this was a really weird encounter. I know it's not the craziest story ever, but it's definitely a very strange Craigslist story. Like, I don't know who does that. This story might not sound scary to you guys, but when you're home alone and you see cars parked outside your house for a while, circling the neighborhood and coming back, a guy on your porch pacing back and forth, creeping in your windows, waving at you, when you're home alone as a teenager, that is a really creepy thing to happen to you. And I'm honestly lucky that nothing happened to me when I opened that door to him. I am seriously lucky. Like, guys, please never do that. Make sure you have a parent or a guardian with you when you're meeting someone from like Craigslist or Kijiji, just anything. Or just go to a public place. Maybe just don't give out your address or phone number to a stranger. It might just not be a good idea. But anyways, guys, I hope you did enjoy this story. As usual, my social media information is below, along with my vlog channel and my P.O. Box information, so check that out. And until next time, guys, bye!